Welcome everyone to a special episode of the Blocks Have Spoken. As always, it is me and Brett, but we're doing something a little different today, where we are starting a mini series that we'll do, once in a while, where we talk to one person in the Minecraft Survivor community about one particular season that they were on. And we dive into what their strategy was, why they did what they did, if they have any regrets, stuff like that. So for this first one, we are taking a look at a season that was actually done and aired not that long ago, only 2 months ago. It is Survivor Nottingham Reloaded, which is an interesting one because it's not a properly edited recorded, but we do get to see what happened. There were 16 players, and what I am going to tell you now is we are doing a deep dive into the season. If you have not watched it yet, this is your last chance to do so before we start spoiling things. So, in the description is a link. Watch it, because we're going to start talking about it in 3, 2, 1. Alright. At this point, you have been warned. We are joined here with Survivor Nottingham 5th placer, Doughless. How you doing, Doughless?
Woo!
That's good,
I'm,
that's good.
yeah.
What were you
I'm
saying,
sure you
bud?
have. I'm sure you have things to say. Maybe some grievances. I mean, fifth place is great. It's not first though, so I'm sure you've got a couple things. Some. Oh, that wasn't supposed to be a shot. All right, I'm just saying. I'm sure you've got some grievances, some insight on some epic strategy. Spoiler alert: your name was floating around for a while, and I mean, we'll get into it, but hey, that's something to be proud of right there. Love that.
Does
Love that.
does that include votes negated by idols? Because I'm going to count real quick. So we have 5, 9,
Oh God.
10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, I think 16 by my count. Which is a lot. I think you got votes at more tribals than tribals you attended where you did not get any, so. And you were very nearly the 11th placer, so I'm excited to get into that as well.
Very popular
Alright,
person. Very popular.
alright. Well, I think the best way to go about doing this is probably, roughly in chronological order, starting from the beginning of the game and then making our way through, skipping parts that we feel are less important, and then diving into the really interesting things. So, I guess let's start off by just talking about getting onto the season. So, what was that like? Because I remember, I think I almost applied to this, but I think the date didn't work out for me. That's awesome. Did that happen?
Of course, of course.
All right.
A
Now,
lot more pup party than I thought there'd be, but no, interesting, very interesting.
it the
Okay,
the you
okay.
know, having done a few of these games now, both recordeds and unrecordeds, the atmosphere before the game is very interesting, and it's very different with every season. I've had seasons, both recorded and unrecorded, where it is dead fucking silent and everyone is just muted until like the host like starts the season. And I've also been on again recordeds and unrecordeds where everyone is just freely talking to each
Mm-hmm.
other. And
Mm-hmm.
mhm,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
It's always the bedrock box. It's always the
it's
bedrock box.
I am I'm proud of myself for not having the bedrock box on my season. Spoiler. Well, I don't think that would have made the edit anyway, so. But but
Secret
one of
scene.
the interesting things about this season is kind of like what you had said. It's like a recorded but also an unrecorded. Like in a way I could definitely see it. Yeah. Now, this season is reloaded from Sherwood, right? Is that what it is? Now, what from your understanding, what does that mean? Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, it's a super interesting concept because, like, when I saw it, it was like, okay, we're basically like doing season one again, but like modern day, like with all, like, obviously a new cast. Like, I don't know, it was cool seeing some of the challenges too. That, like, see, me personally, I'm a fake fan, I guess. I never actually watched the first season, but I'm assuming, yeah, see, yeah. But I'm assuming I'm like, oh, he's gone. Oh, it's over. Oh, it's over.
I'm back.
Hi, welcome back.
Oh, technical
Oh,
difficulties.
yeah, get it. Yep. Hi, welcome back.
No, it
Hello.
was cool seeing the challenges. I think I definitely would have like been like, oh my god, that's that one. But like you could tell by
Yeah.
a lot of the challenges that, like, okay, these are like, you could tell like these are OG
Yeah.
challenges like from
This is
back in
this
the
is
day.
2017. This is 2017.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was
Mm-hmm.
gonna
I feel
say,
like,
so it's interesting for me because Sherwood was the first Minecraft season I ever saw.
Yeah.
And
I feel like it's case for a while.
not certainly not when it was aired, but I believe it was around December of 2024 that I watched it.
Hmm. I will say, this is a little bit ahead, but this is sort of relating to these are definitely from 2017. Um, During, I think it was like, so there's this one challenge that we did. It was a bit later on where you had to do a parkour challenge to get shears out of a dispenser so that you could use the shears to get rid of the wool in front of a puzzle and replicate the puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
Um, And the way it initially worked was obviously you'd push the dispenser, and then it would dispense the shears, and you'd get it. But because Minecraft is different now, the way they've updated it is that if there are shears in the dispenser, and you press a button to unleash the dispenser, it doesn't dispense shears. It actually acts as if you just sheared something. So if there's a sheep in front of a dispenser with shears in it, it'll shear the sheep. So the shears weren't coming out, and they were like, "What's happening?" And so he had to just like give them the shears when they got to the top of the parkour. So that's sort of like a essence of time there.
I guess this is something I had not thought of. When they decided that they were going to rerun essentially a season that was filmed, like you said, in 2017, I guess I assumed they were going to use the same version of Minecraft they did back then. But I guess not.
Yeah, I sort of assumed that too, just in case, like, what if something breaks? But like, to my knowledge, it was just the original map, but they updated it to 1.21.
Oh, okay. So I guess going into the season, were you familiar? Like, had you seen Sherwood going in?
Oh yeah, I'd seen every season because I'm a chud that sits at home all day. But yeah, I was familiar with the season. There were even a few people that like almost like explained the challenges along with Chris during it because they were like they knew it was up.
And were you one of them?
I try not to be one of them because that kind of thing can get you like under fire.
True, that is
if
very
like
true.
you're like, oh, I know this one. This is the one where this happened and this happened and this happened and this happened, and everyone's like, yo, chill out. Actually, we didn't ask, So, yeah.
All right. Did you know any of the other players? Like, have you interacted with any of them before?
Okay, hang on. Nottingham wiki. Here we go. Let's see. Yes. I do believe I had. Let's see. So I recognize Golden, Timo, and Vision because obviously they were from previous seasons of Elite Chris's.
Mm-hmm.
I was familiar with AJ. I knew who Tunic was, and I'm actually very good friends with Ansel. So I did know who he was. I was not expecting him to be on the cast, because he's kind of made it like very clear that he does not like modern day Elite Chris. So I thought they had like oh, we hate you now, but I guess not.
Okay. All right. So I guess you get on the cast. I'm assuming you had thought about kind of what your strategy was gonna be going on. So what was that?
Yeah, I mean, my strategy was basically like I didn't want to be super out front because I mean, who does want to be out front, right? Unless you're like, I don't really care. But if I was gonna win, thinking realistically, I wanted to sort of, kind of lay back pre-merge, just sort of, talk to people, make those bonds that are really important. And then when the actual merge hits, if I get there, that's when I wanted to actually start coming more to the front lines. I wanted to like be the reason somebody got voted out. That was one of my goals. And I also wanted to like have lots of different people that trusted me. So I had like a way to go either way. I wanted options basically.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, so you get out there, right? And we get the two tribes. And I mean, we'll get into it. One tribe at the start does a lot better than the other ones.
Yeah.
But I guess I wanted to ask,
suspiciously parallel.
I was gonna ask, like, what was your initial thought of just like your tribe before you guys started just kind of winning everything?
So we're up in front of the mat. So before the recording started, actually, it was all randomly. You were randomly assigned a tribe via a dispenser. And my first thought was, fuck, a dispenser. this is Andrew Yallow's circle video all over again. I'm gonna get totally slimed out by this. But and I go up and I press the button and the purple buff comes out, and I'm like, obviously because in the original season 1 Sherwood, if you guys don't know, the Alien Tribe lost like every challenge pre-merge. Like they didn't win a single one. Actually, they did win a single one, but when they won, one member of their tribe quit, so Red Tribe didn't actually have to vote anyone out.
That happened.
That's
So
crazy.
Yeah.
I was obviously also shameless plug. I'm editing a video of my perspective because I was recording the whole thing. It's a 10-hour video. It's 52 gigabytes. God help me. And it's going to be on my YouTube channel at some point.
That's
And
cool.
Oh, hell yeah.
I have an edit in there where I pull out the buff and the GTA 5 wasted sound plays as the wiki boot order of all of the Alia members flashes on the screen.
Oh no.
But yeah, everyone on Allium, or I guess it was Peony, was very worried. But I liked my tribe. I was a little scared that like basically everybody I knew was on that tribe as well. So I had to sort of cop this. I was also familiar with Daniel because he was like a newer fan, and he was posting like his reactions to like tribals in the Discord. Wizzy I knew from Ninja Warrior. Jory I guess I knew because he like DM'd me like, oh my god, Elite Chris fame, here we come. I didn't know who Torin was. I'd played many different games with AJ, and Logic I actually was not familiar with. But he's like, right off the bat, I could tell that like he was the kind of guy that like you probably should be familiar with because he just seemed like the kind of person that just plays in everything. But yeah, that was sort of my impression of the tribe. I thought they all seemed very chill. And obviously I got plenty of time to get to know them.
Yeah. I mean, I know for me, when I first saw who the cast was, there were only 3 people that I recognized. You being one of them. And then the other 2 I knew were AJ and Logic. So
Yep.
It made it real easy for me which tribe I was going to be rooting for out of the gate. I was like, do I root with the tribe with the 3 people that I know, or the tribe where I don't know anyone? And I mean, I had heard of some of the other people before, just through different things. Like I know I'd heard of Ansel, I'd heard of Time Bomb, I'd heard of I think Golden Goon, but I'd never like interacted with them, never talked to them.
Yeah, I found it very interesting that all of the quote-unquote returnees, like the people that had already played in the Elite Chris season, were on the Rose tribe. They were all already they were on the other tribe, so we didn't really have to worry about that.
I was gonna say, to a certain extent, that must have been a little bit of a relief, not having to deal with like players who. Yeah, I mean, I always say that like returning players isn't that much of a deal in these recordeds because unless you can somehow make a season where it's literally everyone's first Minecraft Survivor period, like everyone's kind of a returning player in some capacity. But having a bunch of people who had been on the Chris Elite thing, you don't know, like, do the alumni, do they talk or whatever?
Yeah.
So I totally got that concern. Because, I mean, they could have just as easily taken control of that tribe and just ran it.
Yep.
That's not what happened, but...
Thank God. I'm very familiar with the fact that no one likes seasons where, like, 2 returnees run the whole game and all the newbies get steamrolled.
Generally not, no.
Yeah.
Alright. Let's get into this. So as we mentioned, your tribe has quite the win rate going on. You guys
I don't know what you're talking about. We went to every tribal. We were basically Matt Singh.
I would argue the opposite. You guys
were you there? Were you there?
No, but...
Ooh.
You know, the footage speaks for itself. I'm trying to remember, what's the name of the, is it Oolong in Palau?
It is Oolong, yes.
Is Oolong the one that survived?
Oolong's the one that Oolong's the one that loses, Karor is the one that wins.
Karor, thank you. So you guys were essentially the modern day Karor.
Yep.
Except, eventually you guys did start losing. So
Yeah.
let's talk about, I guess, just the first half of pre-merge, because you guys don't go to any tribal councils. So what is happening on your tribe? Is there anything, or is it just kind of vibes?
I think so. The first time somebody ever goes into a private VC with somebody else is when we lose for the first time. So there was almost there was no strategy talk happening. We were all just kind of chilling.
Does that include messages?
There was a few messages. But they never really went into full on strategy talk. I feel like the most strategy oriented message I ever got was just someone asking hey, if we lose next, who are you, who would you want? I don't remember who it was, but yeah, we built a nice little house. It was very cozy.
We did see the house. That was nice.
Yes, it was. Dude, I keep coming back to my perspective out on Doughless YT very soon, and I'm like, yo, being in here makes me feel so safe because there's the lights outside and there's a window.
Mm-hmm.
It's very nice, and I think it was before. I can't remember which challenge was before, but we all went down to our basement and we played Dungeons and Dragons.
My god,
that's so fire!
Awesome.
And that was very fun. But it was Jory was the dungeon master. He was all right, so for Dungeons and Dragons, we're just gonna do what everyone always thinks Dungeons and Dragons is about, and we're just gonna fight a fucking dragon. It was very entertaining. Someone pickpocketed the dragon.
I love the idea that you guys are fighting a dragon while you're quite literally in the dungeon of a basement.
Yep, exactly. It was beautifully themed. AJ, it was what are you gonna do? I'm gonna punch the dragon. All right, the dragon bites our hands off. What do you do now? I'm gonna kick the dragon. All right, the dragon bites your legs off. What are you gonna do? I'm gonna headbutt the dragon. And the dragon bites your head off. What are you doing? I'm gonna body slam the dragon. And you're dead.
Tis but a scratch.
Exactly, bro. Tis but a scratch, bro.
No,
you could totally take that.
That has a good
idea. The dragon duplicated itself into a pink dragon, and then I went out on a date with the dragon. I basically Donkey.
This is the Minecraft Survivor stuff. I need to point out to people that is always left on the cutting floor when actually editing a season. It's these kind of shenanigans. So this is complete. This is average tribe winning stuff that you never see, bro.
Yeah,
it's the most fun. It's the most fun I have. Every time your tribe wins, bro, you're just doing the most dumb shit. And then I think AJ beat me up, and the dragon was ashamed that I couldn't take a 1v1, so the dragon actually went on a date with AJ instead.
Ooh.
To Disney World.
Damn.
And then someone else proposed.
Is that why you guys targeted AJ?
I was gonna say.
Yo, yeah, AJ.
It's making sense now.
Yeah, it all comes together. Yeah, I maybe it was,
Peak foreshadowing.
Exactly, bro. He should have put that in there. I think he did. It's on the multi-feed if you, but There you go.
I had one question about this pre-merge stuff. This might totally be a coincidence, or it might be something going on. So at the first challenge, you guys had to run out as pairs into digging.
Yes.
And your partner, I noticed, was Logic. And then later on, you and Logic set out together as well. Were you and Logic already starting to look at each other as allies in a way, or do you think that was just coincidence?
So my digging partner was supposed to be Daniel, but he didn't run in time, so Logic just went out instead. That's a good notice though. Maybe he was thinking of it like that. I was not particularly. I didn't really have. I was trying to be as unbiased as possible since I knew a lot of the people on Peony Tribe. I was like, if I'm working with them, I'm working with them. If I'm working against them, then that's just what I'm doing. But one of the first combos I did have, once we actually did get to tribal was with Logic, and that's sort of when we solidified. So it was very early on, but it was not before we had to.
Okay. I guess then, before we get into it, is there anything you want to talk about from I guess final 16 to final 12. You don't really do a lot, it seems.
No.
No
I
more
didn't know if
Dungeons
it
and
was-
Dragons. Like what?
Yeah,
any
there
other-
there was only one session of Dungeons and Dragons, unfortunately.
That is tragic. But it took three.
It is.
You know, it took 3 rounds to build the house in the basement. So
Yo, I can drop you my POV. You can watch the Dungeons and Dragons later, but
that's awesome.
yeah. Let's see. A couple highlights. We found out that like there was a way to get into Red Tribe's camp because it was right next to our camp, and the border wasn't like those max height borders you always see.
Mm-hmm.
And and there was a high cliff right next to it.
Oh no.
So we actually decided to go up onto that cliff often and just like spectate Red Tribe, and doing
Oh,
that
so you-
actually
That
So you
came up
stayed-
later, didn't that come up later? I swear,
It
like somebody's like,
did.
we always
We-
saw these two together. Wait, that's crazy.
yes, that is in fact what we did. That was actually, it was very useful information later down the line. We were able to basically suss out the alliances before they even told us. Another
That's
thing we did
wild.
was, because there was no border, this is a lot dumber and not as cool. We were like, let's staircase to max height, and so we did. And that's why I don't know if you caught it. You didn't because you skipped over it, I'm assuming. But in like, I think it's like the 4th red team tribal, in the bottom left corner, you just see us falling from a high place over and over again.
So it's funny. Well, I did skip through those rounds. I remember distinctly at one point, I saw 2 of you at the top of this giant staircase, and one of you get in a boat and just ride it off, and I was just like, Godspeed, soldier.
Yep. I
Yeah,
felt,
I
dude,
get it.
every time I fell off that staircase, I let out like a very loud scream, and it was very funny.
That's awesome.
It's very well cut in my video. Dropping a Doughless YT sometime soon.
I'll be sure to put a link in the description.
Hey, yeah. You got
When
to
that
at this
comes out,
point.
Once you got it up.
I mean, I'm only at the merge, and as you know, we only went to tribal twice in the merge, but before the merge,
Mhm.
and it's already 30 minutes long, so it is a big one. It is a big video.
All right. Well, I guess with that, we can start to think about what happens at Final 12. Because at Final 12, you guys finally lose a challenge. And if I remember correctly,
Thank
this
you,
is the
Daniel.
one. I was gonna say this is the one that Daniel essentially single-handedly loses.
Yeah, pretty much.
Daniel's the guy that this was his first. Correct me if I'm wrong. I remember him saying something like this was one of his first games, if not his like first like game that he played.
So
correct?
he actually downloaded Minecraft to
Okay,
play
yeah.
in this game. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
he was
crazy.
very much like at tribal. They had to teach him how to open a book and like type in it, so and drop it too. Like he's like, wait, how do I drop it? It's Q. Okay, yo, that's so random. Why would they make it Q? It's it was very charming.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that does explain why Daniel did not do great.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where, unfortunately, I think had you guys lost like the first immunity challenge, I think it was just a death sentence for Daniel. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Well,
fortunately for him, you guys made it decent ways. And
Yeah.
almost immediately, a lot of you were like, you know what? We're not interested in targeting Daniel. There's not really a reason to.
yeah, because we were like, I mean, we could sort of tell like we were super close to the merge already. Elite Chris literally did a swap tease, so
Yeah,
like
yeah. I remember that.
and I was over here like, oh my god, I called it, because like I was thinking like, there's no swap in Sherwood. That's not how it goes.
Well, there's also only
That's
12
not lore
players in
accurate.
Sherwood.
That's not lore accurate.
Yeah. There were 12 players left, and I was like, no. If there's 16 players in Elite Chris season, you merge at 10. That's how it works. And lo and behold, we merge at 10. I might need to get locked up actually. But yeah. So I was like, well, if we keep Daniel in the game, at most we'll lose like what, 2 more challenges. We'll still be up in numbers at the merge. And are we no offense, but are we really concerned about Daniel winning an immunity challenge. Like, sorry, bro.
Yeah, that was brought up
Um,
many times. I think, like when I was watching that earlier, I was
Mhm.
like,
Yeah.
Daniel is not going to win immunity, and like merges
Yeah.
soon. So why are we going to take Daniel out?
Yeah, taking Daniel out just simply, it was not the case. Plus, like, it's not like he was like bad at the game. Like he was a viable ally if you wanted to talk to him. It's just I never ended up talking to him actually until I think my last round in the game. I was never in a private VC with him until like
Damn.
final 5, I think.
That's
So-
wild.
Yeah, that is crazy.
I know. I was not trying to
So-
avoid him, guys. I swear.
That being said, early on in the final 12 round, after immunity, it seemed like you were talking with AJ and Torin, and it
Mhm.
seemed for a little bit like you three might work together. And then
Yeah.
what happens is, at least from what I gather, you talk to Logic, and at this point it seems like one of two things is going to happen. Either you're joining Logic and you're turning onto AJ, or what I thought could happen is you convince Logic to join you, AJ and Torin, and now it's like a 4-4 scenario. So I was
Yeah.
curious what made you end up deciding to target AJ instead.
Yeah, so what it was basically is that Logic tells me as soon as I join him, like, yeah, so it was basically us, like me, AJ, and Torrent in that call, and then everyone else on the tribe was in a
Mhm.
different call. And Logic was like, yeah, I defended you. I was like, yeah, I don't think we should vote out Doughless. And that sort of told me, like, oh, they're probably like being like, should we do Doughless? At least they probably floated that because I was one of the 3 people not in the VC. So I was like,
Mhm.
it's less of an uphill battle for me if I just go with the apparent, like, it just seems to be the unanimous vote. And I constantly restated to oh my god, to AJ and Torin, there we go, that hey, the flashy pre-merge move is never the right one to make.
Yeah, I saw you
It's like-
saying
it's
that,
like-
but wouldn't taking AJ out be the flashy move?
Not really, because if everybody is on it already, it's just kind of like he was just sort of like, from my understanding, because I wasn't there when the initial name was thrown out. It just sort of, to me at the time, it's just like everyone's just like, yeah, I mean, why would we do Daniel? Because of the reasons we already previously stated. And it's just like, I mean, we have AJ, we could do AJ, and everyone's just like, yeah, okay. And then we just kind of went with AJ. I feel like doing all like the let's flip Logic and then like we'll get someone else 4-4 tie. I was just like, yo, chill out, actually, because the alternative method was just like, I mean, obviously in hindsight, potentially it was the wrong move because of what happened the next round, but at the time I was just like, well, the vote's AJ or we haven't decided on one on that side yet, so at least with over there's like AJ is
A solid
definitely
name.
yeah.
Yeah.
I get
think,
you.
like, I think an interesting thing to like point out too is like when it comes to the tribals and stuff with this, like obviously there's messaging and stuff going on, and with like a typical Minecraft survivor, it's like okay, some of them have messaging, and like okay, at the start of the next episode we find out like what really happened with the confessionals, but like with this,
Yeah.
like there's no confessionals, so like I
Mhm.
think you're gonna help us a lot, like putting kind of the pieces together that we don't see, because like we don't see the messages and we don't see the confessionals, so like there is a
There's-
lot kind of left out, which
there's
which
there's
is why you're
one
here
round
for
in
us.
particular later that I am so confused how we get from the previous round to that round, but we'll get to that later.
Ooh,
Okay.
suspense.
Oh,
But either way,
retention's high now.
I understand the reason, I guess, for taking AJ out. It sounds to me like it was basically just a case of don't rock the boat. Like,
Yeah, I mean that's literally
people
what I
are
said. I
already
said
on
I didn't.
AJ.
Yeah.
Sure, it's not me. Fine. AJ's
Yeah.
not someone that I need to go to bat for.
I mean, AJ was already like the consensus name of that 5 when Logic came to talk to me, and that was like still like well before Tribal. And he was just like, yeah, and we're thinking about AJ. How do you sound about that? And I'm just like, well, I could go with the 5 that already is on AJ, or I could you know, very publicly align myself with AJ and, punch back into Minority, which would be cool, but it's a lot right away,
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Okay. So, anything else about the final? What is this? The final 11, I guess, or final 12?
12, yeah.
Sorry. Anything else you want
Um,
to say, or should we continue on over?
Yeah, I mean, there was it's very quick, but there was like a mini drama about like AJ throwing like Ansel's name out, and he came to talk to me like, yeah, I heard my name's out there, and I had to like calm him down, like, no, it's just AJ, like, pretty much everyone else is doing AJ. It's so many, it was so AJ by Tribal that even Torrent flipped his vote. So there you go.
Fair enough. So we get out of final 12, into the final 11, and you guys have Daniel sitting out of the challenge, I believe, this time.
Right,
And, you still lost.
but we still lose.
For the content, it'd be boring if the other team just kept losing, like
this was the archery sheep one, right?
Yes, and I was really scared I was gonna mess it up because like whenever I watched that challenge and I imagined myself doing it, I would just be like, I don't know if I could do that. But I luckily I did lock in, but Torin did not lock in. Which, interestingly enough, I was not the reason why me and Logic targeted them.
Yeah, I think we're gonna get into this because this round I'm very interested in.
Oh, wait. Sorry, there was like one thing the last round. Wasn't it the last round that Logic like just kind of gave what was it, Daniel, like just immunity randomly?
Oh yeah.
That was just kind of crazy, no? Like that was just kind of like a crazy power move, I guess.
He did do that. That is true.
Because was that the immunity from like the first like challenge or like whatever?
That was the immunity he found in like marooning.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't tell anyone he was going to do that. He just sort of did that, and we were just like,
yeah. I mean,
okay,
it didn't make
bro.
It didn't make an impact on
it. True. It is like a wild thing to do, though. A very like crazy.
I guess if anything, it helps to make Daniel feel like Logic has his back.
Yeah.
But
it was very, I guess,
a lot more flashy than like.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just wanted to bring that. I was like, for some reason, I was like, oh wait, is that this round? I was like, no, I think that was last round.
That was last round. It was really random because neither of them were really like brought up at all. So like, I don't know what he was doing there.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of Logic doing some flashy things, so.
Segue into final 11.
At what point, out of curiosity, did you know that Logic had Metal?
When he played it.
That's so awesome. I was so hoping you would say that.
Greatest time as any. Shoot.
I wish I had a face cam because oh my god, bro, I was like, what? It was definitely something, but we have to we got to build up.
Yeah, let's build up. Real. So we exit that challenge, and you were in like a group of 5 of you.
I was. This is true.
And it sounded like you guys were just considering to target Ansel, but it was like there was 5 of you, and I forget who the other person was out of it. But you guys very quickly were like, well, we don't want to take that person
in. It was Ansel and Daniel, I think.
Okay, so you guys were like, we don't want to take out Daniel. I guess we're doing Ansel by default. And it was one of those things where I think everyone in the back of their mind was like, I don't want to vote Ansel, but if I say no, that's not a good look right now.
Yeah. So this round is important in a few ways besides just what happens, right? So this is the round where the seed is planted, where I'm like, I wouldn't mind taking out Jory because Jory is in this group of 5 and he's talking, and then we're like pretty much everyone else just like goes off to talk to other people, and it's just me and Jory, and I can like barely get a word in because my guy is talking so fast and so far ahead of it. He's like, we're gonna do this. This is gonna be great. It's going crazy. And then Wizzy joins, and he still does it. Like, I think that's like, it's like a solid 5 minutes of like almost uninterrupted Jory talk, and I'm just like, and yeah, yep. Yeah.
I'm glad you bring this up because I noticed this as well.
Yeah.
I think so I wrote down this for notes. You talk with Jory, and it seems like Jory dominates this conversation, running down options so fast. This is the thing that I thought was the craziest, was Jory said to you, quote, "I don't want to crush people's hopes. Who wants to play the least?" And then they vote for you.
Yeah.
So like I guess we didn't want to play that badly.
Yeah,
you should have told us.
Damn, you know what? I guess you're right. I should leave right now. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if you caught this either, but Jory leaves. I don't know if the cameraman was still in there, but I say like under my breath, "Look, you want Jory out," but I'm not gonna say anything.
Oh, I did hear that. I did hear that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I heard that. And
that
was like, oh, that actually kind of makes sense.
Yep. I had to double check to make sure that I was you saying that, because I was like kind of just listening to it while I was at work, and I was like, wait.
Yeah, it was me, bro. But that actually, that is like, oh yeah, they're not that great. Whoa, that was pretty good. And then it goes into, no, wait, because I go to Ansel, and we're just kind of talking, and then I go and I throw out Jory's name to Ansel, like, yo, Jory's like talking a lot, and it's like, boop, Michaela should go home before the merge. It's like something like that. And
it's almost like Jory in a typical season. This is like the part where Jory is like out playing themselves out, like.
Yeah, and I go to Ansel, and I it's like, hey, like, would you think about maybe getting Jory out, because that is very much not the flashy pre-merge move, of course. I'm sticking to my word, of course. And I talked to Ansel, and it's just like would that be something that you'd be interested in? And Ansel goes, yeah. And then at Tribal, I find out Ansel just told Jory that I was throwing his name out, and he also just decided to throw in that I was throwing out Wizzy too, which I was not. So that definitely, I feel like, threw some heat onto me. But I mean, that mostly carries us to Tribal, because we're at Tribal, and I'm like messaging a mile a minute to everybody who will listen, right? And obviously, Chris forgets to ask me a question for the second time.
You're like, hey, what am I, chopped liver?
Yeah.
I'm not getting any confessionals. I need my Tribal question. Come on.
Exactly,
true,
bro.
Very true.
I need to give like a random analogy. But yeah, then like as like Chris goes like, all right, it's time to vote, I get a message from Logic that's just like, bro, I just worked triple overtime trying to save you. And I was like, what? Excuse me? You just said what? Thank you, but what? I missed the part where that requires triple overtime.
So I guess I have two quick questions then. At the moment where Chris says it's time to vote, do you think you're fucked?
I believe I am getting votes because I've been told, but I'm like pretty confident because at this point, me and Logic are already like, and Logic's already told me before then, like, Torin should go home unless literally everyone was lying to me, lol. Apparently, literally everyone was lying to him, lol.
No.
So I was actually like pretty secure in the fact that Torin was going to go home. And apparently the information that I threw at Jory got back to Logic, because he was like, yo, did you throw someone like out? Did you throw out Jory and Wizzy? And I was just like, no, no. And then he was like, be honest with me, bro. And I was just like, okay, well, I threw out Jory, but I did not throw out Wizzy. I don't know where they got Wizzy from. But it's like, but that's okay, because I thought better of it. We're not doing that. It's Torin. And then he's like,
yeah,
okay.
So why Torin? I'm confused, because it almost seems like it would make more sense to do Jory or even Ansel than Torin.
So the reason why is because from the information that Logic and I have been given, Torin was actually throwing my name out. So, obviously when Torin gets, slimed out, they're like, I literally did not throw your name out, bro. It was someone else. I'll tell you who it was. It was Wizzy, and apparently Wizzy was doing it and all this, but we were told that it was Torin that was throwing my name out, and that's kind of why we decided to go for them, because they were like, they were on me from our eyes.
Okay. Now, we get to the point where Chris is about to read the votes. And I will say, Logic must have waited for the last millisecond.
Dude, I know. I rewatched that, and I was just like, dang, he kind of, like, I'm like a second away from going home there, bro.
It is
he's actually
incredibly close.
Yeah. He stands up, and I'm just like, what do you have? He's like, oh, I'm gonna play this on Doughless, and I was just like, oh, okay. So in my mind, I'm thinking,
in your
like,
mind, you're like, this is a bad idol play.
Not really. I'm just like, oh, so he's guaranteeing that Torin goes home just in case, like, a few extra votes have, been tossed to me, right? And I was like, all right, cool. And I was like, thank you. He's like, yeah, I got you, bro. And it's like, Doughless. And I was like, yep, okay, expected that. Doughless, sure. Doughless, okay. Doughless. Oh, Doughless. Oh, shit! So apparently everybody voted me. Yeah. That's great.
Except for you and...
Except for me and Logic, bro. Ooh. Yo. That was tough.
Yeah.
And in my POV, dropping on Doughless you can hear me, like, after tribal, we're getting, like, teleported to the merge. You hear me, like, you can hear me yelling downstairs, I just got saved by an idol. It was 5-2. Bro, that was tough, because I'm telling my family, who is wanting to be updated.
Oh, that's fire. That's fire.
It's always nice when it's always nice, I think, when you have family that, like, even if they don't, like, 100% care, they'll at least listen to you talk about whatever's going on.
Yeah.
Like, I told my mother about all my Minecraft Survivor games, and she's just like, that's nice. But, like...
Yeah.
I don't know,
we are very much a Survivor household, so I feel like they're more in the realm of caring than typical. So, like, I just got saved by an idol 5-2. That actually does have meaning. Yeah. They're like, oh, nice.
It's not just hieroglyphics, like, oh, good job, son.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, exactly. I think my mom was like, who played it? Like that was like her first, like, question. And I was like, oh, Logic. This guy Logic, bro. We're locked down with him. That's tough.
That's
also
great.
The season took place at the same time as my little brother's birthday party, which was at the house.
Oh no.
So sometimes in the background you might be able to, even on the stream, like, you can hear, like, a dog barking or children screaming, just because they decided to be as loud as humanly possible every time.
That's fun. No, it's nice to, like, have, like, I don't know, because I have a lot of friends online who care a lot about Survivor, and it's nice to be able to talk about stuff like that with them. But, like, in my, like, real life, I mean, my girlfriend, she watched season 50 with me. Great. Yeah. But, like, before that, like, none of my friends really, like, care too much about Survivor. So it is, like, super nice to have somebody who, like, actually, like, shares the love of it, I guess. So I'm kind of newer to that, like, getting in this community and everything. And, like, just, like, being around people who also, like, share that kind of, like, interest. So, no, that is super, super dope that, like, you can share that moment with your mom. Just be like, oh, Idol played on me! And, like, she actually knows what it means. But, yeah.
Here, give me a second. I gotta say, I'm not free right now. Doing something. That's good.
Spilling all of the secrets.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, anything else before we get into the merge?
Yes. So when Torin gets idled out, Torin absolutely crashes out. And they basically leak everything they've heard. Like, Wizzy has a whole thing going on. And that if me and Logic can't
Yep.
like join that, we're gonna be screwed at merge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, obviously I was very devastated by that. You know.
Yeah, in my notes, it says Tor says that Wizzy was the first one to pitch Doughless. Says it's everyone versus Logic and Doughless. Well, actually, it says doubles. My autocorrect on my notes. There's some funny names it has for you. All right. I mean, I know you've heard Doughless a lot probably, but it is very funny that it says doubles. I didn't even realize it until I was just reading it. But
Doughless, bro. That's oh my god.
Yeah. Bit of a crash
It's
out
actually...
though at the vote.
Yeah.
Which, you know, definitely understandable after like an idle play like that. I have the majority, so. But
I've been idled out before, and it was first as well. So that definitely hurt. But the good thing is that it ended up actually being Redemption Island, which I then lost the first challenge. But you know, it was a very much of an emotional roller coaster that one. But yeah, I can being idled out, you know, very much sucks.
Yeah. Well, after all that was said, I'm sure you were glad to hear the merge was. I mean, you obviously said that you knew it was coming, but I'm sure you were glad when it was confirmed after that tribal.
All right, down. That I would not have liked to go back after that.
Give me away.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
it was
merge
great.
comes.
Elite Chris tried to be like really slick by like building up tension until the last moment until he finally revealed it, but he didn't do a great job because he teleported us to an empty field and then said, "Welcome to your next round of gameplay." And I was like, "Oh my god, no way! Like the merge is happening. That's crazy. This is my favorite challenge, field."
Yeah, I think somebody literally said that. It's like, this is a great challenge right here.
I said that. Thank you very much.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Yeah. If someone said it and it sounded like loud, it was probably me.
And if it was very clever, I'm sure as well. Yes.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Of course.
Yeah, you'll have to excuse me. I was listening to like half of the season today, kind of like in podcast form, trying to get ready for today, like at work, just listening. So like, it took me a while to get the voices right, but eventually I was like, I think I started to register them. But
yeah. I watched my perspective on like 1.5 speed today, like just today. Like I gotta go. I gotta go.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, merge comes. I mean, what were your thoughts like going in the merge, seeing all the people from I think it was the Red Tribe and just all that? Because I think you guys got some time to just like talk, right?
Yeah, we had like around 8 minutes. I think. So what was interesting to me is that right off the bat, like immediately upon merge being announced, I get a message from Tim that's like, "Yo, I'm on the bottom of this tribe. Do you have anything I can hop in on?" Yeah. Which was very relieving to hear. Like, oh yes, thank you. Yes, I do have a thing you can hop in on. Let's go. And it turns out that like, I think it was Jory. Like Jory was like, "Yo, I voted you, but like it was just because like that was just what I heard." And I was like, and you know, I did that with AJ too, so I did forgive him. But again, the seed is planted for that already. But yeah, so like I don't think anyone was actually in a call like for getting to know each other. Everyone was just like, let's decide on a name. And then I think it was Logic. He goes like, let's do Ralulu, and everyone was just like, perfect.
Yeah, I think somebody mentioned too, like, are we just like looking for the idol right now? Like everyone's just kind of running around.
I found out. So Logic finds the clue right away.
Ooh. And
he tells me that. But then apparently Jory finds the idol like right after. Like without a clue. No. So it was very interesting. So Jory had the idol and nobody knew about it. Except Logic, but he didn't tell me, which... Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, first immunity challenge. Let me check my notes real quick.
So professional.
Jory wins immunity, huh? I mean...
Yes.
interesting. I mean, that was one of the OGs. I mean, I think my next note is literally Tim free agent, because that seemed like a bit of the talk time
Yep.
this round was about Tim. Tim is basically like, because like I think I told you before. I don't know if I said it so far, but I kind of skimmed through the first couple tribals that you weren't a part of,
Mhm.
because like, why do I care about those? You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
But
The really
I
handsome guys in on it.
yeah, from what I've heard though, a lot of stuff went down. Like with
Oh
Tim,
yeah.
I kind of heard some stuff like this round of him talking about
Yes.
that, but
We
yeah,
we
no,
were very fortunate that the idol play was coincided with Dungeons and Dragons because we got more time for that.
yeah, there you go. But yeah, no, Tim seems like he's on the bottom. I know the Red Tribe was very scared of pagonging happening. That was like, I think those two things
Yes.
took up a lot of the discussion that round. Like what happened from your POV? This like kind of talk
Yeah.
time.
So me, Logic, and Jory, we kind of were just like, hey, let's make this a 3. And then Tim comes in. He's like, hey, what's up, guys? And it's kind of a
Please.
4. And then yeah, and then Vision comes in, and he's thinking about Vision, right? He's very hard to play with because everything he says sounds so sketchy. But he's like, so Vision, I think, is like probably the most scared of a pagonging, because he's like, look, you guys, I really don't want a red to go home. Do you have any purple people you want to take out? And I was
Any
like,
offerings?
I guess, because we were like, this is when we threw out our ball knowledge that like it looks like that Nico and Jay are kind of like, but buddy over there, because we saw them together like all the time.
Yeah.
And then Vision popped right back with like, yeah, but like Wizzy and Ansel kind of look like a duo to me over there. Do you think we should go for one of them? And I was just like, I don't know, maybe, bro. And yeah, Logic was very adamant like the whole round that like he did not trust Vision, and he did not want Vision to like make it very far. But Tim was just like, bro, I don't care. We can take out a red if you want, bro. Trust exercise.
Yeah.
And so our main goal for the merge was like, we want to split up like the like duo of like Nico and Jay, just so that hang on, okay, just so that we had a little less opposition, because I feel like at that point, like that was pretty comfortably the majority alliance. It was like 4 or 5 people. Okay, maybe not. It was like the plurality line.
Yeah.
And then yeah, we kind of just like, obviously I heard that like my name was in the table there, and I was just like, oh, that's great. But yeah, that group really kept me protected that round, even though I did get 4 votes. I was the second highest vote getter.
Just a couple votes, but
Yeah.
no, I've been in that scenario where it's like you're like the winning tribe. I guess not winning tribe, but like you kind of come in with the numbers in the merge, and everybody's kind of scared
Yeah.
of it. And it's like I've never been the type of person where like I want to play like just tribe strong, but also like it
Yeah.
is kind of nice to get that first vote, and like just kind of secure that like the other tribe isn't gonna like pull some shady
Yeah.
stuff if you do like sacrifice somebody right away.
I think a lot of like the first couple rounds of the merge can best be described as like the Cold War,
Yeah.
because both tribes are very scared of like a strong alliance of that nature, and we were both like, there's not like there's a strong sentiment, right? No. Is there one for yours? No. Okay, cool. And that was like that was a factor in like I think pretty much every conversation, even going into the next round, just because obviously us taking out a red member first was not great for our rep there.
Yeah. But, going into tribal, like, obviously we see a lot of things, like we just discussed, like the whole duo thing, Tim's a free agent. Like, give us the lore, though. What's going on messages-wise? Like, you get 4 votes, right? So, like,
Yeah.
what are people telling you? Like, what's the inside scoop going into this vote at tribal?
Oh, I'm coming in and I'm just like, well, okay, so my main thing is God, oh my God, please do not make me merge boot, because that is such a trend. Merge boot, or like vote before merge boot, is like a very big trend for me. So much so that my friends make fun of me for it all the time.
Oh damn.
Because it's like, bro, it was so stupid. I'm glad they can't do it in regular Survivor, because I think regular Survivor like hates like the merge regularly. But yeah, it was like, actually I got it pulled up here. Vision, we were like, we don't trust Vision. Let's like get him out, not out, but like leave him out of the vote. And Jory actually tells me like, no, we should bring him in, so to build trust, and then that way we can see what he does with the trust. And so I'm just like, all right, and I tell Vision we're doing J, and let me see here. Yeah, Ansel clarifies like we're doing J. Yep. And then Logic tells me, hey, I'm hearing they're throwing out your name. And then we're sort of questioning like Logic's concerned that they might change their target to him, and if they have like an idol, stuff like that. And then Logic says, no, don't worry, I don't mind if I get idled out. That's cool. It's a cool way to go. I'm just like, okay, bro, sure. Why not? I guess, bro. Yeah, and then we vote, and I vote for Jay, and then a bunch of freaking votes come up for me, and I'm like, oh my God, am I about to get merge boot again, bro?
Yeah, what was
But
your
luckily I did
confidence
not.
level? Like when the votes are getting like, do you think you're cooked or what? Like,
I mean, I'm so traumatized by getting merge boot so much, even in ones I can't talk about. That's a joke. And I like by the time like the fourth one is read, I'm just like, bro, I'm actually cooked. My confidence was like at an all-time low. But then like, you know, I think it's like the fifth, like the next J vote gets read, and I just really hope it doesn't tie. And then, but then it's all good, because the next vote's for J, so I'm just like, oh, thank God. But then we really have to do damage control with the rest of Red Tribe. Like, no, please, I swear we're not trying to put on you. This is how it worked out.
guys, I swear this is
No,
just kind of
guys, I
silly,
swear, bro.
goofy. Like,
Vision's like, what are we doing? Why did a red go home? It's like, no, please, I just wanted to break up the duo. Bro, Vision's scary, bro. He's a little like Q, but like not as funny.
was okay. So I have seen a little bit of the second season, right? Was he the guy that had like the Sunday skin, or do you have no idea what I'm talking about? Because like part of me like visually, like I just remember that in my head.
Yeah, but Vision is in season 2.
Okay.
Soccer player was his thing. I'm just gonna look up. Hang on. Sunday skin. Yes, that is him.
Yes. Okay. Bang. See, I've got some knowledge. I know a little bit of ball, a little bit.
Yeah, you know.
But yeah, no. I mean, you survived. The vote didn't. I see. You mentioned the vote tying. All right, that doesn't happen yet. Don't worry. We'll get to that.
I know.
It did certainly look like it might, though.
Yeah, yeah. I was really concerned it was going to, because if it did tie, I wasn't sure that like enough people were like that on board with it. I was worried that like the red people that were on board with it would switch. But I didn't have to worry about it at the end, so it's all good. And no ties ever happened again.
No, definitely not. Nope,
not a single one.
No,
so that's the end of the podcast. No.
Yeah, all right, hey, thanks.
Now we got at least a couple more rounds to get through.
Yep.
All right, final 9. You ready to go?
Yes.
All right, so you and Logic are kinda in trouble, I feel like, at this
point. Yeah, it did not feel like it to me at the time. From my perspective, I was like, hey, I have a solid group of 4. You know, we only really have to swap over like one person to get like the votes we need. But you know, obviously, tribal happened.
Yeah, I mean, it happens. Shit happens, as we all know.
Yeah.
But good news for you. You get to the immunity challenge, and
Yes. Yes.
boy, if you ever needed immunity, it might be after an idol saves you, and then you barely avoid getting targeted the next tribal. So,
Yeah. That might
yeah,
have been
solid immunity
that,
win.
that might be
comp
the only
beast
time
arc.
Exactly, bro. I'm telling you, this might be the only time I've ever had clutch in my entire life. Yeah, dude, you can even hear when I win. I'm just like, I'm so relieved. I'm like, yes, I'm locked in. Celebrate good times, come on. But yeah, and that wasn't even one that like I was even like that confident in winning, especially since like I didn't have like any practice time because you had to do like a bit of parkour to get up onto the thing, and I kept fucking up the parkour. So like I had like maybe 10 seconds of practice, but it was the 10 seconds we needed.
Alright. Well, either way, we get to strategizing. You're safe, so you're like, alright, I guess we'll see what happens. And
Yeah.
like, starting here is where I start to get a little confused on what's happening. Cause
Yeah.
there's just so many conversations, and it's with it not being edited, it's hard to keep everything straight.
Yes. And I do have some unfortunate news for you. This is a round I'm still confused on too, so I don't know if there'll be much of
God.
Let's get the whole cast on real quick. We're gonna figure this out.
Alright. So let's I guess start with this. So you and Logic are working together.
Yes.
And you pick up Tim, who was kind of like the swing, not the swing vote, but like the free agent. And the three of you are targeting Wizzy.
Plus Jory. Jory's also on that.
Oh, Jory's also supposedly on this.
Supposedly, yeah. Well,
supposedly on this. And the four of you are going to be targeting Wizzy because Wizzy and Ansel are a duo.
Correct. This is good so far.
All right. So, you, in your mind, it's the four of you, but you would need a fifth person. So who's the fifth that you think you have?
So the fifth that we think we have, I believe, was Vision. Because Vision actually... Yeah, so... Oh, you know what? I just remembered something. So we get back from camp, and I throw out either Ansel or Daniel, right? As a potential vote. Like, it's like, look, I get it. You're concerned that a red went home, but here, how's about this? I want to take out a purple this round. How about one of these two? Ansel or Daniel? I'm leaning towards Daniel. I don't know why I was, but I was. And Vision's like, well, how about this? We should do Ansel. He's he's better positioned. Plus, he's in a duo with Wizzy. And we were like, well, you know who's better positioned than Ansel? Wizzy. So we could also just do Wizzy. He's also on purple. And then Vision was like, I guess that works too. And that was seemingly good because Vision was very eager to take out a purple. And Logic was telling me like, yeah, I don't trust Vision like at all. He very definitely wants like red to come out on top. But we can use that to our advantage right now because we still have the numbers and it's not like this is gonna put red in power or anything.
Yeah. So
we believed we had it was myself, Logic, Jory, Tim, and Vision on Wizzy. And I'm pretty sure that for the most part, that is what was going to happen until everything at Tribal occurred. Because there were still like quite a few votes for Wizzy.
Yeah. Right. It was so if what you're saying is accurate, then I guess the question would be what made Jory and Vision flip, and why did Ansel throw a random Logic vote?
So, I believe the reason Jory flipped to Tim was because he was informed by somebody over there that everyone's just flipped their votes, like vote Tim. Like I think he got one of those like your book is open and you get a message, vote this person now, and you're like, oh, what do I do?
Yeah.
And I didn't get one of those. So I was just like, yeah, that's fine. We can just do Wizzy. I mean, Tim obviously has just made himself a target, so we can use that later. But
Yeah. Because
you know.
Tim, I guess we didn't spend Tim at Tribal just starts like kind of live tribals it up a little bit. Is
Yeah.
like I could think somebody said like he threw out, or Daniel says that he like throws out his name or something. It's like I didn't do
Yeah.
that. Like it just kind of like it becomes a whole thing.
Yeah, I was very glad that was happening because I know in those situations, if you just shut up, you might have just advanced yourself like 3 extra rounds in the entire game because like everyone in that fight, bro, is like immediately at the forefront of everyone's mind. Is like, hey, probably get that person out.
Yeah.
So I was like, this is the greatest thing of all time. Later to find out, it was not the greatest thing of all time.
Yeah.
Because,
well, at the time you were kicking
know.
your feet back, eating some popcorn with a necklace on. It was a great little show.
Yes. Yeah. I'm telling you, bro.
Yeah, until the votes get read though.
And then the votes get read, and you could I think I mutter under my breath like, what the hell? What like, because like I was just like, how did the vote get switched to Tim? I didn't even hear Tim's name like the whole talk time. But I think I feel like most of this vote is actually lumped in with like the talk time before the challenge of the next one. Like that's when like everything actually like sort of falls into place of like understanding, because Jory's like, I just got told that like everyone's vote got switched, and then Vision was like, I pretty much the same thing, like I just got a message, I'm really sorry, like it was like I was like right about to vote, and then I think, but like after that, like me and Vision actually started like to like strike up a bit of a partnership, and Vision was like, yo, like low key, like we're on the like he was like, we're on the bottom right now and we gotta find an inn. I don't know where we're gonna find them, but we're gonna find it. And I was like, yeah, I'm on the bottom, guys. But yeah, after that, I was just like, yo, Jory's like because up until that point, I had pretty much forgiven Jory, like, hey, it's fine. We all have to have the crazy things, and then he just like doesn't tell me about the Tim vote when he definitely had time to. So it's just like, huh, yeah, I mean, he clearly doesn't. Yeah, he clearly doesn't like really like, he's not like super with me, because if he was, I mean, I would have told Jory about it if I had gotten that message. So that was just like, huh, I wonder if he should maybe click-clacked,
Yeah, because that plays into the next round too a little bit, because I think eventually later you tell Logic, oh, the reason they like y'all didn't vote together, we'll get to it, but you were like, oh well, I thought you and Jory were close, and then Jory didn't tell me about this, so like I kind of just viewed it as, I guess a betrayal, for lack of a better term. But
yeah, I mean, I definitely thought that like that was essentially like, all right, all bets are off. I guess I'm not with this group anymore. Better go to red. Like I was locking everything. I was ready to flip over to red, bro. I was on it.
Yeah.
But obviously, we'll get to why I don't fully commit to that later.
But I think the final vote count 5-3-1. 5 on Tim. You, Logic, and Tim vote Wizzy, and then there's that one vote on Logic where I mean, I don't know if you know why that happened, but it was just a very
I do not, bro. I was actually just, like, Ansel just being Ansel, bro.
Yeah. I mean, that won't be the first time Ansel was for Logic, for sure.
No, it will not.
But yeah, I mean, anything else about that vote, or we get on to the next one?
My head hurts. Can we just move on?
Dude, your head hurts. Confusing. My head is about to hurt because this final 8 makes no fucking sense to me.
Oh, okay.
All right. I don't even know where to begin. I guess we can begin by immunity. Who wins? Logic?
I believe so, yeah. Logic wins immunity.
Yeah? Okay.
I've got it in my notes.
One, right?
Yeah.
Oh, fine.
So Logic wins immunity. And then I'm really confused about basically everything that happens from here, because you and Logic don't even vote together. Like, at least not initially.
Yeah, okay. So I can explain Logic flipping, I know what happened there. So I am at this point in the game, I'm like, well, Vision is, I mean, he appears to be at least like much more valuable of an ally than Logic. Plus, so far, me and Logic's relationship has just been Logic says this, I say yes. Logic says this, I say yes. And I didn't really feel like I had as much agency with Logic than I did with Vision. So I was just like, well, from my perspective at least, Jory and Logic are, they're together. Jory lied to me, so I'm gonna go to Vision and say like, hey, what do you think about Jory? And the best part is, I think this is the round where I start talking to Nico. It might be the next round. It's one of the next two rounds where I start talking to Nico. And me and him strike up a good bond. So at this point, like both of the reds, I feel way more secure with than the purples. So I'm just like,
well,
yo,
the Reds haven't done you dirty, really.
yeah, they have.
Your entire original tribe very nearly voted
that was
you out,
bad.
So.
That was bad, Rob.
Shit happens.
Yeah,
Your entire original tribe, though, very nearly voted you out. So
yeah, so I don't think they were ever really able to build all that trust back. But yeah, I sort of talked to them, and I was just like, this might be the vote I can run. So I'm just like, hey, what do you think about Jory? And they're just like, yeah, sounds good. I don't remember who. I'm gonna pull up the wiki again, bro. Yo, this wiki is saving me. Jory, yeah. Let's see. The Jory voters are Daniel, Nico, me, and Vision. Yeah. So, I think somebody pulled in Daniel. I don't remember who it was. But obviously, somebody was good with Daniel. Yeah, Daniel kind of just like jumped ship from our tribe like as soon as the merge hit, and he just went to work with Red like for the rest of the game. But yeah, and then I think Logic was like super anti-Vision, like the whole merge again too, because he was like, he's so sketchy. Everything he says is like some sort of lie, So he really wanted Vision out. And, realistically, this does lead to me making probably my game-losing mistake in the next round. But we tie it up, right? And then here's the crazy thing, right? Logic messages me like, yo, who did you vote for? And I was like, I voted for Jory. And he said, okay, I'm voting for Jory too then. And he just votes out Jory. And he's like, if you want Jory out, then Jory goes out. And I'm just like, huh, okay, interesting. And that's part of the reason why I don't end up fully committing is because Logic seemed to just be like, okay, I'm down, let's just get him out. And I mean, Logic is a locked vote for me. And obviously, like looking back now, this is like my worst error. But I'm just like, Logic's still a locked vote for me. Like, I was fully expecting him to just like start targeting me, but he seemed totally fine with it. And so it goes out, and he, Jory gets voted out, and he tosses his idol into the fire, and none of us notice or see it. Like,
which is wild.
Yeah, I know. Like, I was like, I saw it happen, but I just like,
yeah,
I just didn't see it.
What had happened.
Yeah, like I literally just was just like, I wonder what he did there. Like, he just didn't think of it any further, because I'm smart. And that leads to Ansel's whole thing later, and working somehow. But yeah, that's the Jory vote explained. Maybe.
Well, more or less, I guess.
A little more insight.
A little more insight, certainly, than...
It was basically just, like, me trying to flip to red, and then Logic was just, like, totally fine with that, even though I didn't tell him, and he just, like, went with it.
Yeah.
And I got a message from Vision also that was like, bro, I'm willing to go to Rocks for you, too. And I was just like, yo, okay, cool, me too. Right. So, I mean, I thought myself pretty well positioned. I had Logic, obviously... well, he had me in his pocket, but and you know, I mean, I obviously had him as a vote. I had Vision like pretty clearly locked down. Me and Nico were like really chill with each other. So, you know, I feel like I had like pretty solid bonds with like almost everyone left in the game. Except for the people that like everyone already thought were kind of sketchy.
But
So,
I
yeah.
mean, you say that, but like Ansel and Wizzy, it seemed like you didn't really have much of a working relationship with.
Yeah, no. Yeah, Ansel and Wizzy were definitely like they were like pretty much the whole game. They were pinned as like, this is the duo we have to get out. Funnily enough, we were like, we should get out Wizzy because Ansel's not gonna win the game. But he gulp. Yeah, everyone was just like, yeah, he's not gonna win an FTC. You know, especially not with Logic in there. And yeah, that's pretty much how the jury vote went. It kind of left me with basically 3 people I was cool with, and then like 3 people I was against. So it was sort of like it was an interesting little thing there.
Yeah. I mean, I think the start of the next round, and like immediately, like you tell Logic kind of like your whole thought process of like why you flip, which we kind of talked about earlier. Like you thought he was against you, but then like he randomly decided to flip back and seemed very kind of chill about it. So, and he also
Like, I
seemed
feel
pretty understanding when you were talking to him, I guess too.
Yeah, I feel like that was actually the best move we could have made, because if he starts going against me, like he probably goes home like really like way earlier, because like obviously like I was prepared to like be like, okay, Jory and then Logic next, and then we'll lock in, we'll be the 3. I feel like I have a better shot at winning if he doesn't forgive me, but alas, he forgives me.
Damn it for
I know, right?
forgiveness.
I know. I should have just done it anyway, because like it's a lot easier to take him out now, because he's like totally like in on me. But you know, and that's my, I think that's my biggest mistake, is I literally win immunity, and Logic wins the rest of them. So like, except for like Final Four, I think he doesn't win Final Four, but like Logic wins like basically every other one that I'm in the game for. So that was like my last chance to like do anything, and like he's literally like Vision's like, hey, you know, have you thought about Logic? We should take out Logic. And then Logic is like, Vision, we should take out Vision. And I should have just told Vision that Logic hated his cheese and wanted him out, and he would have like been like totally locked down on that. But then I just feel like, yeah, for sure, and then turn around and just vote out Vision, who probably trusted me more than Logic like was willing to, because he had like the whole thing where he's like, yeah, like sure, I trust Doughless, I work with him, but like he's kind of replaceable overall, you know, like I don't really care.
But hey, you won the PvP immunity, so like,
oh yeah,
bang,
yes.
bang.
That was a fun challenge, bro. I felt like I was playing what's it called, Sky Wars?
Yeah.
It's literally Sky Wars, bro. Dude, I was a Sky Wars sweat in like 2022. So that was
it prepared
roots,
you.
Bro.
It prepared
it did,
you.
Bro. I had no idea.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you went into it a little bit because, like, obviously you won immunity. It's actually like at this point where Wizzy kind of starts pitching this. I don't know if like you can just shine some light if you ever like considered this or thought this was like a real thing, because Wizzy like keeps pitching this Final Four of him and Ansel the duo, and then you and Logic duo. Like duo. Wizzy, like this gets mentioned multiple times, which is the only reason I'm bringing it up, because I'm like, okay, Wizzy like seemed to genuinely want this, but like I love to hear your perspective on this like whole thing.
Yeah, I feel like, I don't know, a lot. So at the final 6 vote, which is when Wizzy first tells me this, I'm just like, it's a way for me to get to the Final Four, but it's also a way for Logic to get to the Final Four. And I had wanted to take out Logic earlier than that.
Yeah.
Additionally, Logic also comes up to me that round, and he tells me to list my ideal Final 5, and he says like you can leave me out of it, bro. I really don't care. And I give what I think is pretty much the Final 5, just instead of Wizzy, or just instead of Ansel, I put Vision in there.
Yeah.
So actually no, okay, so that must have been Final 7 then. That's what he does. So yeah, and then Logic like pushes back on that, like, I feel like we should take out Vision either like now or next round. And I was just like, fine, bro. Because I'm a dummy that should have just, gone for Logic, bro, because I'm a chud. That's like the only problem I have with my game here. Like, that's like, I feel like I played everything else like pretty well.
Yeah, because I mean the vote ends up being a 4-2-1. Let me double check. Who was the one? Okay, I think the one.
The one was Nika voting Wizzy.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, for some reason I thought it was Daniel. I think Daniel has a random stray one vote later that comes up.
And they got the 5. It might be Daniel that throws the vote.
Yeah, I think there's a vote at Ansel during.
Daniel votes Ansel.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Which gave me, whatever.
Yeah, I'm sure that's. We'll get to there.
He got me almost there, bro.
Yeah.
He didn't actually, but whatever. He pushed me over the edge for votes received. He helped me achieve that because I won it by 1 vote. Because Vision
Really?
also, so I got 16. Joey and Grease got 15, and Vision also got 15. So Vision got 15 in this season. So it was actually very close. So Daniel helped me break that, bro.
Hey, there you go. That's something. That's something.
Yeah,
that's
there you go.
something. But yeah, Vision goes home. A 4-2-1. I mean, you've gone into depth a little bit talking about how you kind of regret not making the move on Logic because yeah. I mean, like you said, Logic does just kind of win most of the immunities. So
yeah, and I mean, like, I was really trying to beat him too. Like, if he had lost, like, at any point, everyone was just like pretty like down to just get him out because I mean we're just like he's a huge threat in the game.
Yeah.
He's just gonna like dog walk to the end, which he basically did. But power of jury bitterness cooked him. We'll get to that.
Oh, we will.
Oh yeah, I'm very interested in that. So honestly, not to like try to speed through things, but I feel like next round's actually a kind of straightforward one, actually.
Pretty much, actually, yeah. I mean,
at this point, people are like, the Wizzy Ansel duo need to be broken up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, Wizzy was feeling like really sick, so we were just like, we probably should just like put him out of his misery.
Yeah.
I didn't get to. So we're at the point where I didn't actually get to see what happened. Who won immunity at Final 6?
Logic.
At Final 6, it was Logic.
Okay. So Willow, I guess, was chosen above Ansel to go just because they weren't feeling well.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, a majority of the video is just Wizzy just like being like, I don't want to quit because I want to be on the jury, but like I'm feeling terrible. Basically.
And at the end of the day, he doesn't even get to the jury anyway because he's too sick. But additionally, another thing was that Ansel bluffed that he had an idol. This round and the next round, and because no one saw Jory toss his idol, we just assumed like, oh, we must have had that since the merge.
I was gonna say it's a pretty straightforward vote, except for Ansel pulls out the idol and says, "I'm voting Doughless, everybody at Tribal," which is kind of crazy.
I was just like, what the heck, bro? Like the reason why it's so stupid is that I literally found an idol clue in the chest, and it was untaken. And then I still fell for the idol bluff because I was like, he must have just like that must have been an old one, but that was a new one. Like I could have found the idol because it was still hidden out there.
Yeah, I'm like ready for Wizzy to just get kind of like, for lack of a better word, like mercy killed. Like mental's not good. It's been a long day, and then Ansel's like, I have the idol. Everybody vote Doughless. I'm like, wait, what? It was kind of wild.
Chill out. And this is the start of my rivalry with Ansel, because the thing about Ansel, and I was lucky to have ball knowledge in this, is that if he goes into a game with people that he knows, he dislikes pre-gaming so much that he actively targets people he knows in games. So I was actually like, that was another thing. I was like, oh shoot, I'm on the same tribe as Ansel, damn it. I'm getting targeted so hard, bro.
You know,
And I was. It's
I've
true.
talked about this with people before, but I actually think that in itself is actually a version of pre-gaming.
Ooh.
Because
Kind of,
Reverse
yes.
because
pre-gaming.
it almost
Yeah.
is, because you're using relationships from before the game to influence the way you play. Now, in this case,
Mhm.
it's not necessarily influencing who you work with, it's influencing who you target.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah, that's true.
also always held the belief that no matter what you do, there's always going to be some element of pre-gaming in Minecraft Survivor. It's impossible to have literally zero. But there's a big difference between, oh, I vaguely know this person, I've talked with them before, and versus I've talked to this person before, therefore I'm immediately going to approach them and be like, we're working.
Yeah.
I tend to try to go for the middle ground where
Yeah, I try to come in
kinda-
as if I don't know them.
right. And I mean, obviously, you're never going to be able to 100% do that. There is
Mhm.
one person in particular that I have done multiple games with that they are convinced that I just have some sort of personal vendetta against them because I have voted them out probably in like 4 different games.
Oh, yeah.
But
Damn.
like I've told them, every single time it's other people coming up to me and being like, hey, this is who we're targeting. And I'm just like, okay. And the last time we played with them, I actually did not vote them out. I was one of the only votes to try to keep them in, and they still blamed me for them going. I'm like, I can't wait for you to see the voting chart at the end, because they literally were like, Rob, you're fucking lying to me. I know you turned on me, because there's no way one of these other two did, and one of them did turn on him. It's like, dude.
Whoa.
I won't say who
Ethan.
it is, but if they listen to this, they'll know who I'm talking
Yeah.
about. That was oddly
Yeah,
specific,
that was very
so.
specific. I don't know how you'd miss it.
But, yeah, that's, I guess that, I understand the concern there with Ansel. It's one of those things where it's like, you could go about it being like, well, if Ansel's gonna target me, I guess I'll target Ansel. But...
Yeah, I mean, I literally, like, I even had a hunch in the back of my mind, like, that might be a fake idol. Like, just the way he was, like, using it just really made it seem like it was something fake. And so I almost said just vote Ansel because it's like a fake idol. But it would have been really dumb. I didn't want to risk it actually being a real idol and then like looking like a dumbass. So I just when we get to Final 5 and obviously freaking Logic wins immunity again. It's just like it's basically just me and Nico against the world because at this point I can sort of tell that Logic is like going for me. And he's actually the one that convinces Ansel to vote me out. Because
I remember that. Mm-hmm.
Watching that conversation is so goofy because Ansel's just like, yeah, I don't know. I just kind of feel bad, you know? Like we should give him a break. And then Logic's like, okay, but like, are you sure? And then Ansel's like, yeah, you know what, you're right.
Yeah, Logic kind of just convinces everybody, like, I think Doughless is playing a like very underrated game right now, like.
Which I mean, I was, but yeah, it was basically so. Me and Nico's like whole plan, it was very elaborate, right? We wanted Ansel, so we wanted Ansel gone at 5.
Yep.
Right, but this idol is making.
But the idol was a thing. So
this
what we wanted,
idol, I should say.
Yeah. And, you know, people were just like, most people were actually pretty convinced that it was real. So what we did was like, we wanted Ansel. Obviously, this would have never worked because it's a fake idol. But with the real idol, what we wanted to do is we wanted to get Ansel to play it on Daniel. And then we vote out Ansel.
Mm-hmm.
But and obviously when we tried to do that, that just like Ansel was just like, yeah, okay, yeah, sure. Because yeah, obviously he's not playing that. And then he goes up and he's like, yeah, this is a fake idol. And I was like, I fucking knew it, bro. And
Yeah.
I was so mad. I was so mad I didn't like try to do something, but you know,
Mhm.
it's a big leap in logic. Haha. But yeah,
Hey.
it was it's basically just like Logic, Ansel, and Daniel were just like yeah, let's just do it. And Nico was
Mhm.
like the only person that like was actually with me. I thought Logic might have been like with me, like even like a little bit when
Yeah.
it tied between me and who was it? It was fucking Daniel.
Yeah.
And then like, what did Daniel say he had? He said he had
I was
like the
gonna say
dark
we
amulet.
cannot forget that Daniel tries this
Yes,
like uber like big brain play of being like, I have the dark amulet.
the
It,
dark amulet.
Wait. So
oh
I
yeah,
need
you
to
missed
watch
this,
this.
huh?
What
Yeah.
is what?
Okay, so from what I remember, the dark amulet means basically you can grant somebody safety, but like they have to play the idol on you first. And then you can grant that. So it's basically just trying to get
No
Ansel to play
way!
this not real idol on him,
On
basically.
Daniel.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I want to ask you, did anybody
Holy
believe any of
shit.
this?
It
Because
was actually it was very funny because after he got done explaining what it was, there was like a 10-second silence, and then someone goes, "Oh, that's cool."
yeah.
Like, I don't think anyone believed it, but like, I
Mhm.
don't know.
It caught me
Oh
so off
my
guard
God.
because like
Yeah.
Wait, I'm
It did,
saying
bro.
this right now though. I
Mhm.
want the Dark Amulet as an advantage on season 11 of Chris's.
Bro, please.
Bring it
It'd be so
in.
funny, bro. We need our reloaded representation, bro. I'm telling
Yes.
Oh
Yo,
my
I-
God.
you. And, you know,
Yeah.
I'm really hoping this does me good for press like, hey, I told you, even though I'm like the minimum age to apply, I'm a good choice.
Yeah.
This is
That.
this is my chance to prove that I'm actually like I'm actually good casting.
Yeah. I just thought that whole thing Daniel did was so funny, just because like
It was.
in the recording, it's like I haven't like heard Daniel like from Daniel in a while, because sometimes with how it's just Chris's
Yeah.
perspective that I watched, so it's like whoever he's listening to is who I'm hearing, and like I haven't really heard anything like substantial strategy wise. I think like from Daniel in a little bit. So then he just randomly like starts saying this. I'm like, wait, what? Like it caught me so off guard.
That was how it was to me too, because again, like I hadn't talked to Daniel. This like Final Five was literally the first time I talked to Daniel. I didn't even remember what we talked about. I think we talked about like it was just something about Ansel's idol, I think.
Yeah.
Because that was sort of like the focal point of the strategy this round. But yeah, I mean, that was really funny. And then Ansel goes up, he's like, "This is a fake idol," throws it in the fire. I crash out. And then Daniel throws a vote on Ansel.
Yeah.
And it's a 2-2 tie. And I really want see like I'm in the tie, right? And I really, really want to believe that Nico and Logic have my back. And I thought at least Nico will. And then it's a unanimous boot for me, which sucks.
So, do you have any idea why Daniel voted out? Like, not that I think Daniel would have been on your side, but like, why Ansel? What was the
I do
plan?
not know. I think why
Yeah.
would he do that? I don't know. I don't know why you would do that.
Mhm.
I mean it must have been very funny. I can't imagine being in Ansel's position and be like, yeah, this is a fake idol, and then votes for you start coming up and you're like, uh-oh, did I bluff wrong? But then everything's fine. But yeah.
Yeah.
And it's especially sucked because it seems like everyone was like actually particularly rooting for me. You know, I get voted out and everyone's like, "Oh man, no, Doughless." And then I'm just like, "Chris, please, you gotta call me my nickname that you
Yeah,
gave
I
me
love
by
that.
accident."
I love that. So I guess you didn't
Bro.
see that, Rob. Oh, did you see when the nickname was first used, Rob? Douglas's amazing nickname.
Unless you're referring about Doughless, I'm not.
No. Okay. So Rob, what
Yeah.
happens is it must have been in like no, I mean maybe you caught it, but basically, like Chris gets ready to read the votes. He's like, "All right, I'll read the votes. First vote, Doughboy. Wait, this is Doughboy instead of Doughless." And it was
Nice.
very funny. And so I get voted out, and I'm like, bro thinks he's Rizzo, and I'm just like, Chris, I gotta say, bro, when you snuff my torch, can you call me the nickname? And he's like, oh god, okay. Doughboy, the tribe has spoken, and it's so cool and epic. Everyone cried. It was very emotional.
Well, I'm glad you had your emotional.
Yeah.
And then
go ahead.
Sorry, you go.
Yeah, no, I'm launching into a different thing. So if you have something to say about this, I would say it.
I was gonna say this means like if you are Rizzo, that means you're gonna come get the same placement in Chris Elite season 11.
I'm Rizzo except for that.
Okay. Yeah, okay. No time.
I couldn't hold a candle to Rizzo, bro. We have the same brain cell.
But
no, what I was gonna say was, in preparation for this, I actually reached out to someone.
Yeah.
So I mentioned earlier, I'm kind of friends with Brian, who was one of the camera people.
Yep.
So I asked his opinion on your gameplay, just to see kind of what his thoughts were, because he got to see a lot more than some of us.
Yeah.
He actually said he thought you did really solid. He thought you did really well. He kind of viewed you as like almost like a comp beast in a way.
Okay. Interesting.
And I think he said that out of the final 5, he felt like you were second most likely to win.
Second most likely to what?
To win.
Oh.
I think the only person that he thinks that might have beaten you at the end was Nico.
Nico, interesting. Okay. Yeah. So see,
what Brian
the interesting
said
thing
is the final 3 only could have a shot of winning against each other, is what he said. At least from
well, you know, I mean, good thing for them that they got that final 3. Yeah. Damn it. It's okay. Everything's okay.
But yeah, I want to get into this jury because
yes.
This is actually very interesting.
Questions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I was confused because I joined the jury call and everyone's like, no, because obviously everyone loves me.
Of course.
Of course.
I find it very interesting. Like, they basically have the opposite opinions of every player that's left that I have. Like, I'm like, yo, Nico's really likable. He might win. And the jury's like, yeah, Nico hasn't really done anything. We don't like him. And I'm like, yeah, Daniel hasn't really done anything. And everyone's like, oh, but Daniel's so cool. We really love him. And I was like, dude, Logic's locked in. It's like, yeah, we don't really like Logic all that much. What? And then it was like, I feel like Ansel's been kind of like a snake. And they're just like, yeah, but like Ansel's played a good game though. And it was like, what is happening? Everything is opposite mirror world.
So, I guess let me ask you this, because this is what there's a couple. Actually, let me start with a different question.
Okay.
Like I said, I didn't get to see the ending bit. I just ran out of time. I'll probably try to watch it sometime.
Okay.
But I can't help but notice that this is one of the most dysfunctional jury vote charts I've ever seen in my life.
Yep.
Where Wizzy and Tim don't cast a vote.
Yep.
Yes.
So
they do not.
So you mentioned Wizzy got sick, and I'm guessing for whatever reason didn't leave a list or something?
Yeah, they did not leave a list. I don't think Chris wanted them to leave a list. I don't think he likes lists. I think it's just like, if you have to go, like, you're just off the jury.
Yeah, okay, so...
Interesting.
As somebody who did watch this part, like, literally a couple hours ago.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, at first, Chris is like, okay, Wizzy's kind of, like, sick, but, like, sends in a vote. He's like, okay. And, like, Tim's not there. I don't know what was going on with Tim, but, like, Tim wasn't there. But I think Tim also sent in a vote. And originally, Chris is like, okay, they're going to be included. And then, like, halfway through FTC, he's like, wait, on the sheet, it says you must be there, like the application sheet or like whatever you used to apply.
Yes.
Said you need to be here for the whole time. And then he's like, never mind, they are no longer on the jury.
Fuck these guys.
Alright, then alright. I have very interesting questions then.
Yeah.
Do we know what their votes were going to be?
I do not think we do. You'd have to
Ooh.
ask him, I think. You'd have to ask Chris if you really wanted
Because
to
Yeah.
know.
I mean, forget asking Chris. I could just go right to the source and ask Wizzy and Tim.
You could.
Because I mean, that could make a huge. That could change who the winner is.
Yeah. I mean, that was my main
Um,
question.
You're right, it could.
I mean, if they both
Although-
voted Logic, that's 4-3-1.
Yes, but I think Wizzy, at the very least, was leaning Ansel, probably.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that
and-
makes sense.
And Tim was probably may have been leaning Logic. But again, like the hive mind of the jury, I was gonna vote Logic, because I feel like the Logic just played the best game out of the three. But the jury, changed my mind on it, and also because Logic like won like the freaking Golden Apple Challenge or whatever it was that like gave him a vote cast automatically.
Yeah. Did you see that, Rob? I know you didn't watch it. Did you see that whole thing?
I saw it on the sheet. I don't know. I know he got it from a challenge.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what the challenge was. No, I didn't.
It was basically like the final Sherwood challenge, where it's like the you get the blocks cast, like, oh, it's a big blah 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 who cares thing.
Okay.
All you gotta know is that Logic got a free vote at Tribal Council, and I think
Right.
that was again part of why no one voted for him. Because,
Really?
because hey, he's already got a vote. He's probably gonna get a bunch of other votes too. I don't want this to be a Unan. I'll vote Ansel. And I really had to do some like guys, I swear, I just think Ansel probably deserves it more. It's not because I know him in real life. Not in real life. Oh my god. It's not because I know him, for realsies, but
Yeah, so
yeah,
I know you've been explaining it, but like just straight up, why vote Ansel over Logic? Because it seemed like to me like you worked with Logic like the entire game just about.
yeah. I feel like I reflected over Logic's game. Maybe it was a bit of bitterness. I don't know. But I feel like, especially at FTC, like the way that he was trying to like jury manage at FTC was really obvious. Like I feel like he was really trying to butter us up. I mean, even after like when his back is against the wall, he's like, I mean, I don't really care about them. Like he'll say whatever he'll tell you whatever you want to hear, and I feel like to me like that is not what you're supposed to be doing at FTC. At FTC, you're supposed to just say what you did. Be truthful for the first time in the game, and I don't think Logic really did that. Maybe he did, and I'm just a dummy. But that's how I felt at the time, and I appreciated that Ansel was able to like, if not for Ansel's idol thing, like he would have gone home. So he made a move that saved him and made him to the final three. And
Yeah.
whenever like his group was always under fire, but like he himself was not under fire too much.
Yeah.
Like the closest
Ansel,
he ever
I think only
like,
got 2 votes.
Yeah, he only got 2 votes, and both of them were random strays.
Yeah, I was gonna say
you
one
know?
of them was
Right.
Daniel. We still don't
And the
know
other was
why.
AJ.
Yeah, so like he did a very good job having the target off of him.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think that's a good explanation. I also think like you said, like it seemed like from what you said, a lot of people were just like kind of anti Logic, and like I feel like when everybody in the jury is kind of like thinking a different way, it kind of makes you like, okay, like maybe I'm seeing it, like kind of makes you sit and reflect a little bit, and like can also like help sway you. Not saying that like that's what swayed your decision, but I think that it was probably part of it. Is like everybody
That definitely did help.
Mm-hmm.
No,
I
I
was
got it.
surprised by the amount of people that like were not rooting for Nico. Like I thought, particularly, he had a good shot of winning if he got to the end, just because he was likable. He had a good game under the radar. He was also the last red. So like and like I get to the jury and they're all like, not really.
It's always a rough position where when you enter the merge and one tribe is down in numbers, you're always a little worried about one person from that tribe getting to the end, because the odds of them collecting every single vote from their original tribe is there. And then you
Yep,
also have the
exactly.
concern of people being like, well, they're the underdog. It's a very tricky situation because you always have to try to weigh if it's worth going with them.
Yes,
Generally,
exactly.
typically, I view it as it's not worth taking them unless it's someone who like really kind of sucks.
Yeah. And I mean, my final three would have been just put me in Logic's position, and that would have been my final three.
Yeah.
So it
Like-
would have been you, Ansel, and Daniel.
Daniel, yeah. It's like me in the final five, like I would be like, I guess if Ansel doesn't do his idol bluff, I would be like, we'll just take him out at 5. But by that point, I wasn't able to do like that. So with Ansel's idol bluff, I would just be like, my final 3 was cooked. So my path to my final 3 was sort of shut off by like final 5 or 6, but I had to sort of adapt. Like, okay, I'm not gonna just like get all the free votes. I might have to actually like prove I had a better game.
Yeah.
Which is, always stressful, but I haven't had practice at FTC in several years because I haven't gotten there in a while, but
Yeah. I mean, 3, 2, 1. Ansel takes the dub. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. Is there any other like big things? Like, I guess not even just about FTC, but like I guess just like this season in general. Like your whole, I don't know, maybe some reflections on your game. I don't know. Like, anything else?
think my game, I think I did the best that I could. If me going into that season knew that that's what I was gonna be doing, I would be totally fine with that. I think I played my best game of Survivor ever here.
Okay.
Like, that's like, I mean, I've played a lot of it, and that's definitely the proudest I've been of a game, because okay, so this is like the second time I've gotten 5th place on like a serious game, with like a big like a bigger cast. The first time was Easton's Unrecorded Season 4. That was like a while ago. That was like 2 years ago, and I mean, I basically I won like 3 immunities in a row, and then I lost 1, and they just took me out. So I feel like I put my Nottingham game up definitely above that. But yeah, I feel like I don't say this often, but I feel like I had a decent shot to win if I just played a few things differently. Like that was a winnable game for me. I just didn't take the right path.
Yeah. And it's easy to like critique your own game. I mean, I guess that's what we're doing right now, but it's easy to be like, oh, I should have done this, should have done this. But like at the time, like, I mean,
yeah,
you don't know what's going on. Like right now, like you
exactly.
have like a pretty good picture of what was happening, but like I think with what you were given, I think you did a pretty good job from what I saw.
Yeah.
From what I
Yeah.
saw.
There you go.
Just my humble opinion.
Through multiple lenses, I played a good game. So there you go.
Yeah.
That's all I have to know. And I'm sure it's good to know that 2 things that I mean, quite a few things. Obviously, like, we stayed around and called for like an hour after the season was done. Like, a few people of us just kind of hang out and talking.
Yeah.
Alikra said we were the most mushy and wholesome season he's ever hosted. He's like, I mean, hey, Greece was mushy, but you guys were really mushy. And we booted up Pup Party at the end again.
Oh,
we
full
played Pup
circle.
Party.
Full circle.
Exactly, full circle. It was very fun. And my OBS was so fried, bro. 10-hour uncut recording, bro.
Oh no.
It's still on my computer because I haven't finished editing the video yet.
Yeah.
Oh, don't get me started on editing shit. Don't even get me started on that.
Hey, Rob, dab me up,
Whoa,
Rob.
whoa,
Dab me
whoa.
up. I'm going.
Calm down,
You're
gang,
used
calm
to
down.
the editing. I'm not.
Yeah.
Doesn't make
Yeah.
it any easier. It's still a lot.
It's still
Long
hard to
process.
edit.
I mean, it certainly seemed like you did a really great job. It sounded like if you had made it to the end, you definitely had a chance at winning, especially if you got the right people.
I was
think-
told by I think Jory that like if I was able to take out logic and then I made it to the end, like in any combination I like sweep basically, which sucks, but whatever.
All right. Well, I guess is this it? Any last thoughts or any of you?
Make sure in a few weeks to check out my perspective of this season. If you want a
Down in the description.
100% accurate portrayal of what went down with definitely no memes throughout the video, then my video is the one to watch. I don't even know if it'll be finished by the time this comes out, but
Probably not, because I'm hoping to have this out this Sunday. So
yeah,
I mean, lock in.
Dude, it sucks
Start
because
cooking.
it's sometimes you just have those days where you sit down and you're like, I'm not in it today. I can't do it.
Oh,
it's just
tell
like,
me about it.
It's just
For
like
sure.
you sit
For
down,
sure.
you make like 2 cuts and you're like, oh fuck, it's one of these days.
Hey,
I can't
that's
just
two
I
more-
can't
hey, that's
I can't
two
lock
more than
in.
I've done. I
Yeah.
have not touched editing in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I mean,
But August gonna lock in.
I really locked in like yesterday. I edited like an hour of the footage.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Nice.
I have like, I think it's like 6 hours left to do out of 10. But it's gonna be more streamlined after that because there's a lot less like snappy cuts that have to happen.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm sure Rob can throw that in the description whenever it comes out. We'll have it down
Yeah.
there.
absolutely.
And I mean, me personally, I just watched this whole season in like the span of like, I guess it is 10 hours. I didn't watch all 10 hours of it, but like this whole day, I was, like I said, just listening and watching the whole season.
Yeah.
And even then, I am interested in just watching your perspective and, seeing the video when it comes out. So be on the lookout. Be on the lookout.
Be
You
on
heard
the
it here
lookout.
first.
It's my favorite video I've ever made.
Bang.
Bang.
Okay. Well, I would like to say thank you. It has been a pleasure. I don't know if we said this on the
Absolutely.
podcast. We said it to you. This is our first.
Absolutely.
This is our first time doing this with a little guest. Usually it's just me and Rob yapping against the world. It was great to have
Absolutely.
a third yapper. So
A third yapper. Let's
Mhm.
go.
Third yapper talking about Minecraft Survivor, not actual Survivor.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me on.
Absolutely. I hope you guys enjoyed listening to us talk with Doughless
Bye.
about Survivor Nottingham.
You better have.
Maybe in the future we can try to see if we can talk to someone else from Nottingham. That could be interesting.
Ooh.
Just getting a different perspective on things.
Yeah.
Here we come. Here we come.
But
Oh.
for now, that is going to do it for us. Thanks everyone for listening. And next time we will be talking to someone else about a different game. And I'll even put this teaser. The next person we talk to, the game we talk to is actually not a Survivor.
Blasphemy.
I know.
They're a dyer? They're a person who's passed away? They've recently
my
passed
God.
away?
Wild.
The undead is joining us on.
Yes, we are interviewing a Minecraft zombie. That's right. First AI to play Minecraft Survivor.
All right. Well, with that, goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.